Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's a girl Graffiti, your African diva. I hope you guys are doing amazing. Am I really doing good? I'm not really even sure I'm doing good because of the video that I'm about to do right now. Yeah, but if you're watching me and you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, kindly consider subscribing to the channel and support your African diva. Like this video, share, like this video should be shared widely as much as you can so that, South Africans needs to do something about this. Yeah, so like this video guys. So I don't know if you're just watching me and you didn't know, there's been the contestant of the beauty pageant, as the Miss World, as it happens everywhere in every part of the world, I guess. So, and there's been this one that really caught a lot of attention on social media about the South African beauty pageant, whereby they disqualified one of the beauty pageants because she is not South African, as her documents states, or as South Africans people do say. Her name is Chidimma, and it's claimed that she's Nigerian who stole someone's identity to not her but her mother. But people are coming for this lady. This is something that happened when she was young, when she was not in control of what happened to her. This basically means she's also she's not supposed to be blamed, but all this blame is supposed to go to her mom. But I saw people, South Africans, coming at her on the comments everywhere. I'm seeing this post, they're insulting her. It's so sad. And some was saying, I'm not even sure, some was saying she basically knew that she was in South Africa, but she still went ahead and but anyway, there's some of the videos that I want us to watch. For me, on this specific video, it's because of this video of this beauty pageant that has made me to get more into South Africa and get to research more on South Africa, more of what's happening in South Africa. And I guess or hope that you guys will relate with me as to how I'm relating with this video and everything that's going on in South Africa. So let's first listen to this lady.
Let's take this Chidimma situation and try to break it down in our brains as much as we can. The problem with Chidimma is that she didn't represent South Africans in any way. From her name, to the way that she looks, down to the culture that she has publicly celebrated. I personally didn't care what Home Affairs said about her citizenship. All I cared about was the fact that nothing about her represented South Africans. When you tell us that we would rather celebrate a Mariki Filyoun over our black sister, then we have the right to tell you that what you're talking about is a racial issue and it has nothing to do with being Miss South Africa. Playing the brother and sister card in the situation doesn't work, because a Mariki Filyoun is more of my sister when we talk about being a South African as opposed to a black girl that comes from Nigeria or Ghana. In South Africa,
there's a specific lady on this a specific clip say that Chidimma does not represent South Africa from how she looks, from how she talks. There's so much. And guys, do you know that South Africa is the only country in Africa with a whites-only state or neighborhood? And they are South Africans. Yeah, so I watched this clip. I was listening to this lady, and to be honestly, in as much as Chidimma is on the wrong side, in as much as Chidimma stole someone's identity, it's not like I'm trying to justify what Chidimma did or Chidimma's mother did, because as we've all seen, or if you've not seen, you can go and research more about it. This is something that was done by her mom when she was young, when she was born. She took someone else's identity. And I've seen people complaining. I actually saw a lady who couldn't manage to join university because her identity was also stolen the same way, and someone took her identity. So everything everything was not working for her, and it's so sad. And I'm so sorry for people who are going through this in South Africa. But come to think of this clip of this, was a lady was saying, first of all, I always keep on telling Africans this. I so love Africa, our beautiful continent. And first of all, we have to deal with these bordery things and saying we all Africans. This is something that we all need to understand. We all Africans. And it's high time for Africans to come together and live as one. Chidimma being born in South Africa, my parents were not from South Africa. Her having gone to school from in South Africa, her having graduated in South Africa is enough for her to represent South Africa. I'm not sure if she speaks South African language, any of the languages in South Africa. I don't know, because she definitely also not aware of what tribe she comes from in South Africa. But this lady claiming that, what else is she supposed to represent out there apart from us being Africans? Is it because she's not light skinned? That's why she does not represent South Africa. I got asking myself so many questions when I watched this video. And actually, I don't want to play the whole video. I want us to move ahead to this beautiful lady, and I want you to listen to what she said.
You know, if this girl, I don't even know her name right now, my bad, like I just woke up. If this girl went to the Olympics representing South Africa and she won gold medal, what would you guys be saying? Ah, she's Nigerian. She must take that medal to Nigeria. Don't lie. Yeah. Don't scam. Don't lie. You would say Nigeria can also have a stake and claim, say, our genetics are serving. But we'd also say as South Africans, you know what? We contributed to this greatness. We raised this greatness because it grew up right here on our soil, eating our food, her food as well at this point, drinking this water that we are serving here in South Africa and the education we are serving. She's South African! Leave her!
Yeah, South Africans, I would like you guys to tell me if it was the case as this lady that's saying, would have the case been different if she was in the Olympics and she won like several gold medals and brought back in South Africa? Would you guys be telling her to go back and represent Nigeria? Would you guys tell her to go and take those gold medals back in Nigeria? Because as you see now, people are saying she should go and represent Nigeria because actually Nigeria and now went on ahead. This is another video that I'll do on that, another topic. Wrote to her and they were inviting her to contest on the beauty pageant as Miss Nigerian, and I didn't take that lightly because I don't also feel like she has a chance to represent Nigeria where they've been a competition. They are like on the finals. There are people that have gone through all the process and has passed everything. That is on Nigeria part, where I believe they don't, they don't do the same as South Africa. There must have been a small difference on how they do it. So I don't feel like it's good for her to go and compete in Nigeria where there have been other beauty pageants who've done and passed all the processes, just because she's trending online. Yeah, so anyway, back to the question. Would you tell her to go and take the medals back to Nigeria or represent Nigeria? So if you don't know, if you're watching this video to this part, now the South Africa contest and the beauty pageant was over, and the lady who won was a Caucasian lady who has a disability of she's hearing impaired, something like she can't hear, but she's using these things that she's using to help herself hear when you're talking to her. She can be able to look at your lips and get to understand what you're saying. Yeah, so, and I was wondering, back to the first clip that I showed you guys, to be honest, it's not that I'm racist. It's not like I don't hate white people. I actually have lots of friends who are white people. I have so many of my supporters who are white people, Caucasian people. But this girl, just as Chidimma, the only difference between her and Chidimma is that for her, as what the internet is saying, or as to what you people are saying on the social media, she acquired her documents rightly. So she's South African. Yes, that's okay. But then back to the first clip that I shared with you guys. How is she representing South Africa out there? What South African language is she talking out there? What South African cultural traditional is she representing South African out there? This I was not actually gonna talk on this video until it took me back to a video that I saw sometimes back. And this is a video that I want to play with you guys. I want us to share these.
South Africa is the richest country in Africa for whites, who, when you look at 7 million whites controlling 93% of the South African economy, their income per capita is over $56,000 every year. That's American level, US level. But the black South Africans, who constitute 54 million people in South Africa, have to share 7% of the economy.
7 million Caucasian or white people living in South Africa only takes the 93% of South African wealth, while 53 million South Africans have to share the 7% that's left. South Africa, there's so many parts or so many things that go wrong in Africa. But anyway, let's listen.
When you look at that income per capita per person, it's $550 a year. That means black South Africans have a lower income per capita than any other African country. So they're the poorest Africans, so to speak. That's destabilized already.
You've said this before, and I remember it was one of the things we had to discuss, that you've said, and this is important for me as a black South African. Black South Africans pride themselves almost on having the best whites on the continent. We had whites that built Eskom and Sasol, and that's why we're better than you, and we beat our chests. But your argument is, sure, you guys live in Sandton, or we say you live in Sandton, but you actually in Alex. And now let's compare Alex to what you claim are poorer blacks in Nigeria, the Congo, Sudan, and they actually live better than you. Black people are not doing that like for like comparison. Yeah. We're boasting about, oh, look at Wits University. You never built Wits. And its greatness comes from the white Jewish business people. Boast about, they didn't even build Forte, but boast about an institution you've built. And you're basically saying black people in South Africa, who are 80%, only own 7% of the economy. And when you split it, it's $550 per black person. And white people, and I think in your tweet, you also spoke about Indians. They control 93% of the economy. Yep. And per person, that's about $56,000.
Yes.
We're living in two different worlds.
African country.
And remember.
Yeah. So that got me thinking, what's up or what's wrong with us Africans? And actually now, because of this video that I came back and decided to talk a bit on this beauty pageant thing about Chidimma and on how those South Africans were coming at her. Not only this, I remember sometimes back where South Africans were demolishing and destroying business owned by Nigerians and other people from, other African countries because you're calling them immigrants and you want them to go back home. But people who live in this city, let's listen about this city, you have no problem with them. Which, in my case, they are not Africans, they are immigrants that came to Africa and occupied a part of South Africa and decided this is going to be a white people's neighborhood only in an African country. Let's watch this video.
From a distance, this town looks like any other rural small town in South Africa. But one difference is everybody inside of here is white. Oranje is a white-only town that dates back to 1991 when apartheid was in its death throes. White Afrikaners bought 8,000 hectares of land on the banks of the Orange River in the sparsely populated Karoo region. Today, Oranje's population has surged, reaching almost 2,500 and the economy is booming. The old Cape-style Dutch houses with modern townhouses separated by low or no walls, children riding bicycles and adults jog freely on the clean streets. Oranje has its own currency, the Ora, pegged 1-to-1 with the rand. Small orange, white and blue flags, the South African colors under apartheid, flutter in the afternoon wind at construction sites. Residents insist that they are not apartheid-era nostalgic, but a community pursuing freedom with responsibility. This means, in their view, a community that manages its own affairs away from the crime, power cuts, dysfunctional local governance and other problems plaguing South Africa Africa today. Wynand Boshoff, 52, a pioneer resident, said every African tribe or clan has a place of its own which they use as a reference point. People see Orania and maybe see there are no black workers and their first idea is, wow, these guys must be racist. That's exactly not the case. Spokesman Joost Strydom said, we do our own work from gardening to cleaning our houses to our own toilets to construction, everything. Orania, he said, is the only community that shuns the system of cheap black labor. Boshoff said there was nothing stopping any non-white Afrikaners from applying, only no one ever did. He said, we haven't found anybody.
Yeah, Orania. So when I watched and all these clips and all these videos, it just showed me how you South Africans, not all South Africans, it's easy for you or anyone else, as long as they're not from Africa, it's okay for them to come to your country and claim they're Africans, and you don't have any problem with that. Because first of all, leave alone Chidimma's case, why were there South Africans demonstrating on the streets for Africans to go back to their countries when there is a lot of white people who are controlling even your world and everything else in your country, but you have no problem with that? And you know, this took me back to what's happening in the UK right now. Are you seeing these people chasing white people? No, they're chasing black people to go back to their homes, the black immigrants. But in South Africa, it's different. You're chasing the black African immigrants. And I don't even understand how Africans become immigrants in an African continent. I mean, you're chasing back your people to go back to their countries. And it's so sad. I know some people this video might not make sense, but I know some of you will get to relate to what I tried to show in this video. I want you South African on the comment section to tell me what is always wrong with you with other African people being in your country. This is the only African country I've really seen that hates so much on black people compared to other African countries. Like, I know there's so much controversies and stories going there about how Nigerians are and everything else, but I've also come across and lived with the very good Nigerians here in Kenya. I have very good friends, my Nigerian friends here in Kenya, but I never get to understand the hate between Nigerians and South Africa. I never get to understand the beef in between. I never get to understand why you people hate these people so much. This is something that I would love to know. This is something that I would love you South Africans to tell me what's going on between you and Nigerians. Also Nigerians, this is something that I would love to know in the comment section. What's going on between Nigerians and South Africans? Because to this point, I don't understand. I don't understand why people really came at Chidimma that much. Compared to that, there's quite a good number of white people in South Africa that claim to be Afrikaners because they came to South Africa back in the days, like long time ago. Just like Chidimma came to us, her mother even came to South Africa when she was not yet born, but she was born in South Africa. Does not give her the right to be a South African citizen. This is something that I would love you guys to tell me. And no offense, I'm just curious. It's always good to leave your thoughts and your opinions on the comment section. Let's continue on loving each other. Love is free. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Comment on this video, like, share. It's your girl Gracie D, your African diva. Until the next episode, let's keep peace and bye.